Our next contestant is Charlie Lee. New York, a nice place to visit. New York, a nice place to visit by Charlie Lee.
Well, yes, New York is a nice place to visit, but you don't want to park your car there. New York doesn't want you to bring your car to New York, and they're going to make it a challenge for you. In fact, if you want to get a job in New York City, the first thing you do is you fly to New York, try to find a parking space, and then look for a job close by. Parking is a challenge. One day I'm trying to park there. I'm visiting New York, and I find a prime parking space. Now, above that parking space is a morass of signs that tell you you can park on Thursdays with months with an R in it, or Wednesdays if the month doesn't have an R in it, alternating Thursdays, when you can park. There are so many signs on this post that it's leaning over under the weight of all these signs, and I'm trying to find out whether or not I can park there. Well, let me say, New York doesn't have casinos. They don't need them. Why do I say that? In New York, you wager a week's salary. No kidding, a week's salary by betting on whether or not you can actually park where you think you can park. $300 for a impound fee, $500 for the ticket, $200 for a civil penalty for having the temerity of thinking that you can actually park on their streets. And they're going to play this game of, we towed your car and we're not going to tell you where. Well, I park it. I place my bet. I park my car. That's my wager. I come back later at 4 o'clock, and either I won the bet because this new Mercedes that's in my spot, maybe that's my prize. But I'm thinking maybe not. I'm thinking I lost this bet, and they did tow my car. I'm looking at those signs and saying, if you catch it in the light just right, maybe you're not allowed to park here after 4 o'clock after all. Didn't look that way before, but now that the sun is going down, it looks a little different. I don't know, maybe it's holographic or something. My car is gone. So I decide, okay, I've got to go now find my car. So it takes me a couple of hours. I find my car, and I bail out my delinquent car. I'm going to blame it on the car. It's the car's fault. Let me park it there, right? So I get the ticket. I pick up my car, and I think, okay, what am I going to do now? We're talking $1,000, right? Okay, $1,000. They don't want you to park there. Well, I'm not an attorney, but I play one in court when I have to. I like the challenge. And I think everybody should do that once in a while. Just go to court just to kind of get a sense of it. Well, I go in propria persona. That a court term means that you're representing yourself. In short, it's called pro per, which is Latin for fool. You have no bigger fool than Don Quixote, right? Don Quixote, the pro per, I'm going to go to court and joust with the windmills of the New York City traffic courts. I'm going to be the David to New York City's Goliath. So I'm waiting for my case to be heard in the court, and I'm listening to the judge take one after another. It's like, what a ridiculous story, guilty. What a ridiculous story, guilty. And I'm starting to think, okay, right? So he gets to mine, and he says, what do you mean, not guilty? You were parked, no parking after 4. Can't you read? Now I wanted to say, well, I can read, but those signs are not designed to be read, much less understood. That's the whole purpose, to make them money. But I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said, Your Honor, let me point out that on the ticket, the time of violation says 1558. Now, I'm not sure, so I get out my calculator, and I said, that 1558. I had military time. It's been a while. So I look there and I say, okay, subtract 32 and multiply by 5, divide by 9, times 2 to the 7th power. Like, Your Honor, that's 3:58 p.m. That's 2 minutes before 4. I am not guilty. He says, what do you mean you're not guilty? You didn't get your car before 4 o'clock. I said, but the ticket was written at 2 minutes to 4. I was not in violation. So the tow is not valid. He says, but you weren't there. I said, irrelevant, Your Honor. Doesn't matter. He says, you weren't there. I said, irrelevant, because it's fruit of the poisonous tree. Something like that. I don't know, something I read somewhere. He says, doesn't matter. Were you there? I said, irrelevant. He dismisses the case. I'm walking out of the courthouse and he says, okay, I've dismissed it. Off the record. Were you there? I said, well, Your Honor, since you're asking so nice, irrelevant and immaterial.